Season 1 of Velma might be over, but we're just getting started here on the Velma Fan Club podcast. I am the president of the club, Simian Jinkies Jimmy, joined as always by Florian Himsel.
Scooby-Doo. I've always been the dog in this show.
Also on the Western Hemisphere, we have Mr. E. Rich McCoy.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here for this final episode of Velma, but I look forward to next week when we'll return and talk about Velma some more, and the week after when we speculate what will happen in the next season of Velma, and all the weeks after that, because this is a regular weekly podcast, right?
That's right. Yeah, we will not be taking a break between seasons every single week, every Saturday. Stay tuned for more Velma coverage. We're going to see what Mindy Kaling is up to on Twitter and Instagram.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna watch the Mindy Project. We're gonna watch every scene in The Office where she's in. Yeah.
And finally,
rewatching
a YouTuber with approximately 100,000 subscribers. Of course, it's the Kino Corner.
What? Hello, I'm the Kino Corner,
What?
I'm with Uwe Boll,
Oh, Uwe Boll is joining us yet again?
Oh, wow.
It's hard to believe. Between the last episode of Velma and this finale, we did a whole interview with Uwe Boll, E-Rich. What the hell? What happened? That was just last week.
I have no idea. It really did seem to come out of nowhere that suddenly we were talking to Uwe Boll
we found out about it while doing this show.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Velma. Very cool.
Weekend Warrior, you have been unable to join us for most of our Velma coverage, so I guess maybe as a brief recap of what led us here, what have been your thoughts on Season 1 as a whole, since we haven't really gotten your perspective much?
I think the funniest joke was in the final episode.
True.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many great jokes to choose from, I can't even imagine which one you're talking about.
Yeah, the joke where the strong woman who managed to build the company still feels the need to have someone take over, like a woman take over the company through a body of a man instead of just taking over the company through some corporate shit. I don't know. That's really funny to me.
Is this
I don't see no problem with it.
Is this Mindy Kaling's version of Get Out? And she thinks, no, really the fantasy is I want to put my brain into a tall white man.
It's Come In, not Get Out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I thought the exact same thing there. This is just a different Get Out.
It feels so stupid because does she not realize how she wrote already a strong character and then suddenly she made the character weak? I don't know. It just feels odd.
How did she make someone weak? What are you talking about?
No,
I'm wondering.
Reason, like, she made okay, shall we go to spoilers already? So
yes.
Is it fine to go to spoilers, Mr. Jones?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so it turns out, chat and viewers and everyone, that the main villain of Velma is Fred's mom. Ooh, Jinkies. And she wanted to replace Fred with Velma's brain. So my problem with that is that she's been manipulating everyone this whole time. She could have just manipulated the company so someone will take over instead of Fred. She could just kill Fred and go, oh no, it's not hereditary anymore, it's a corporation, so too bad. And it's just stupid.
I think her plan of killing Fred by replacing his brain is perfect, and that I have no notes, okay?
Okay. I just feel like, I don't know, there's something wrong with it. I can't articulate it now, but there's something wrong with it.
Well, see, the problem is that it's a woman, and you hate women.
Oh yeah, that's one of I think that's that's the top of my notes, Florian.
Well, E-Rich, how do you feel about how all of this was wrapped up in this finale bow here? Do you feel like the conclusion to this grand mystery was satisfying? Because I guess Florian and Weekend are disagreeing there.
Yeah, I don't really understand why Weekend can't put together a thought about why it's bad, and it's because it's like incredibly contrived and at the very end, they provide all of this like insignificant detail that like everything was plotted just so the things that are revealed in this episode make some kind of sense. And really, I don't think they did a good job of like constructing the pieces along the way to make any kind of sense. It's just at the very end they were like, oh well, she was trapped under there, but she was actually brainwashed by the Fred Jones Corporation.
There's actually a hypnotist, and but she still did it. Like that's still a crime. I don't know.
So do you think maybe in the writer's room, maybe the mistake was taking the J.J. Abrams mystery box approach to like, oh, okay, we'll set up all these crazy, mysterious things are happening, and they didn't really have the end in mind when they started writing it. So then when we get to the conclusion, there is no actual connective tissue between points A, B, and C. So when they're closing up A to C, it's just like, they have to... everything ties together in just because they wanted to. Like, there's no actual logical reason why all these things happened.
Yeah. That's exactly it, and it's like a failure on their part to write the mystery into the show they were writing, and instead they just wrote kind of like a comedy show, which doesn't have great comedy in it, and then all the characters are unlikable, and just everything doesn't work.
Oh, Erich, I have a comment on the jokes. There aren't many jokes here. There are references. Any good joke, the structure of a joke is you set it up, and then the middle of that is the style of the comedian, right? Like if they're sarcastic, or if they're subverting something, or their own personal style to it, or if you're a goodie, like a feel good Christian comedy, whatever. You make like a Jesus joke, but what would Mary say there, Jesus, or some shit. But there's a punchline. With the setup of most of the things that are happening in Velma are not jokes. The real funniest joke I had was when the baby was rolling in the episode where the mom is alive and they found her. The baby was rolling and she went to a museum of safe and soft things, right? And then the zoom out was that there's a truck and it was still gonna hit her and it's not really that safe. I think that's the best joke they constructed in my memory.
What about this joke, Weekend? So the mom is coming home from the hospital and they have to keep her calm and happy for 72 hours or else she will...
Oh, the super...
She will forget everything.
Yeah, her amnesia will mysteriously activate.
Yeah, okay.
And so to make Velma's mom feel more at home, they start pouring a bottle of Jack Daniels all over the rug.
Yeah, that's really funny.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, is that not a relatable joke? We can all, that's all of us back as kids at home, right? Right, Florian? Right, E-Rich?
At the very least, there's an attempt there. I'll give them
Gotta get mommy her happy juice, right, guys?
Well, it was specifically referenced, so it makes sense, yeah.
I do love when the mom says, I am a mother, not an alcoholic, as she, downs a glass of wine, is like... I do like whenever they dunk on wine moms or, basically alcoholics.
Yeah. Well, I disagree entirely with Weekend's characterization. There are no jokes and that it's only references. There are tons of jokes that are actually pretty cool. Like, for example, when just a minor example, when she's picked up by the car and then Fred goes, I didn't send you a car, and then she freaks out, but he was anal about it being a limo, but she thinks she was being kidnapped. Tell me that's a reference or not a joke? What, are you kidding me?
That is a good joke, and notice it came from Fred, funniest character, no surprise.
Florian, notice what I said. There aren't many jokes. There weren't most jokes. I think if you can rewind it, I didn't say there weren't any jokes.
No, you said.
And what I said also was that the funniest joke. I gave the show a shot because I took notes. So that was the funniest thing that came to my mind.
Okay, how's this for another joke? We're gonna do joke court. We will present jokes from the show, and we can all be the judge, jury, and executioner.
Okay.
Okay, so they have to convince Velma's mom that the baby in the house is not from her husband who went on to be with a waitress, but in fact it is Velma and Shaggy's baby. And here's the joke that is on trial right now. Velma says she showed her boob to the baby and it fainted.
Why is that funny?
So while
babies are supposed to like boobs,
guys, while Weekend questions how is that funny, we hear Florian laughing in the background.
I mean, it's amazing that you wouldn't get it. It's because Velma is disgusting.
Well, so my question is, Velma knows that her titty is not going to be milking. So this is just sexual assault of an infant. I see it, because why would you expose your breast to a baby unless you want it to suck on, but you don't have milk? So what was her plan there?
Well, she was gonna have the baby suck on it just for
disgusting. That's not good.
No.
Seeing it from Jimian's eyes, I see it's funny.
That's not a fucking. Is that a joke? It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
I feel like the Scottish mom who found a turd in the toilet and she's screaming at her little children.
Yeah, like, okay, in the intro of the show, like, is the joke supposed to be the mouse are fucking? And then they go, ew. Is that a joke?
You mean the roaches?
It's raunchy, I guess.
It's raunchy, but or what about when Velma was swinging around? Is that the joke in the bar for the strip club? Is that the joke? She's a disgusting piece of shit.
A few episodes ago?
I mean, the joke is that she has daddy issues, and that leads all.
Weekend. What about this? The joke
daddy
a few
issues
episodes
leads women to be strippers.
Ago. When Velma gets hit by a car and it's extremely gruesome and graphic and we see like blood and broken bones and teeth. We forgot to even mention that on this podcast. Was that a good joke?
That's pretty funny, yeah.
Yeah, because you're seeing the character get punished in a very harsh and severe way. So sometimes they do get a good chuckle.
Yeah, they get punished a lot. It happens.
Like, I just don't... You might find it funny, Florian, but I did not. It felt like a chore.
Well, that's because you're so hateful.
Yeah, exactly. There's hatred in my heart. Yeah, you got me.
Made up your mind already, you know?
Wait, so did we do the court thing? Did we all decide if it was guilty or innocent then? This boob joke.
Well, I think it's funny for
guilty.
sure.
Do we put it on the electric chair, E-Rich?
Yes.
No, wait, no.
Immediately.
Wait, no, Velma has to go there by saying that she bothered the white guy so she could get a clue from the joke before the joke is sent to the death row. So I hate this show, man.
Well, you might not like that part, but I like the part that he printed out a not wanted poster of Velma so that she will get arrested. That's a nice detail. Fuck off. No, that's funny. That's hilarious. Okay.
No, that is a joke that I haven't seen somewhere else. I will give them credit for that one. That the idea is Velma's mom is going to be executed, but we find out Velma's mom was actually hypnotized and therefore innocent of her crimes. No, I don't think so, but whatever. Logic of the show. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
So Velma is trying to get herself arrested so that she can talk to her mom before she gets executed, and the police don't want that, so they're putting up signs that say "not wanted" with pictures of Velma because they will not arrest her no matter what she does. I think that's a good joke. I'll take it. As a One Piece fan, I have a wanted posters hanging up right next to my fucking head right now. I'll take a wanted poster joke.
As a thigh doctor, Simian, I disagree with a crime being committed and no one does anything. As a thigh doctor,
what are you, the joke police?
That's why we're doing joke court right now. This is the joke police.
This is the joke police.
But he's the joke police. This joke has already been arrested, and now it's like facing trial.
Yeah, and we're deciding if it's free to go.
Well, this is a cruel and unusual punishment for this innocent joke, okay?
No, I vote the poster to be innocent, and in fact, I want to lock Weekend Warrior up for 5 hours in solitary confinement for trying to put this joke down.
Florian is the Saul Goodman trying to defend this joke in court.
Wait, so am I the Jimmy McGill?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, it's a real devil and angel on the shoulder scenario here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one. So the gambit here, the facade, the trick that they're trying to pull is that Shaggy is the father of the baby. But then they're doing like they're doing a fencing tournament, and the joke to make fun of fencing people is a banner on the wall that says Virgin Convention. Now, how would Shaggy...
I don't understand this. Why?
How could Shaggy be a virgin if he's the father of this baby?
Yeah, and also, like, fencing is cool. Sword fighting is cool. I don't understand why they have to fucking, like, take out fencers in this show and be like, the joke's that's a lame activity.
Not only is the joke unfunny and untrue, but it breaks the entire plot of the episode.
Yeah.
Florian,
as my close personal friend AVGN once said, what were they thinking?
I mean, it doesn't exactly break the... I can't believe you think so, just because like they're obviously not going to have checks if people are virgins. They're just making a joke at their own expense.
Florian, as a Christian man, a virgin woman giving birth, I'll take that. I believe that every day. But a virgin father, I don't think so.
Wait, is that possible? I mean, I guess
I think a virgin father is extremely possible. You just fucking squirt into an egg baster or something and turkey baster.
The miracle of life.
You
don't breathe. That happens and don't breathe.
It does? Oh, God. Okay. Is that the Blind movie?
Having sex?
No, don't even get it started on blind shit. Never mind. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Weekend, do you have any other jokes you want to put on trial?
I think I'm good for now.
What about you, E-Rich?
What jokes are there? Oh, wait. Let's just discuss the jokes first. Then I'll comment on something.
Is the joke of Norville immediately leaving as soon as he's identified as this baby's father? Is that a joke about black men abandoning them?
Yeah.
Ooh, spicy.
And at the end of the episode, he does start getting addicted to weed. So whoever predicted that, you were right.
Woo! That would be me, I think.
The show just had to embrace all the racist stereotypes of young black men immediately. I guess not immediately. Well, in the finale, but still.
Well, so that would mean that you'd love it, right?
What?
The fact that they are becoming more like the characters I know and love has me hopeful for season 2. I think it will be better than season 1.
You're going to be a legit fan of this show in season 2 because they will like move it fully into like Scooby-Doo territory.
Yeah, if they do, because if this is just like if season 1 is the origin story, which it kind of feels like it was, in season 2 they actually start traveling around in this mystery machine van and solving the mystery of the week, I could easily see me liking this show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think all of the jokes. I think Weekend is wrong in that the show has a lot of jokes. To me, the problem is the jokes are kind of like aimless, where it's just taking random pot shots at any cultural thing that the writers want to like comment on. Yeah. So if the jokes were more focused for the characters. We can shut the fuck up while I'm talking.
Sorry. No, I'm gonna add to something on that. I'm not like disagreeing with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but basically, like, if the jokes were more rooted in the characters, like, I think Fred works most of the time because a lot of his jokes make sense for his character. Velma is more just like the random fucking writer who is writing the show. She is just making jokes and taking pot shots at anything that she wants to. If it were more specific to Velma as she was making shit, it would work better for me.
But that kind of is her now. It's just like she's just dead.
I fucking hate that. I fucking hate they turned her character into a fucking I don't know.
She's Rick Sanchez. You can't.
She's a culture writer. That's what they've turned her into. She is a culture writer.
Yeah, to add to what Erich was saying, it doesn't feel like the jokes like add to the story. Like instead of like informing the character or like moving the plot along, it's just it feels like a meta commentary, meta joke. So it doesn't really feel interesting or irrelevant to what happened. It feels like a smug person going, "Oh, look, we're running around. Who would stop and make a costume and put on a costume while someone is chasing us during this sequence?" Like, it's not really
No, I like
Just some,
that.
it's just some smut. I'm not surprised, Florian. I'm not
Just
surprised.
reminding me of all the best jokes, okay? You found them.
Well, I think in a way, some of these bad, lazy jokes that are kind of aimless and come out of nowhere, I think if we take them seriously within the lore of the world, maybe they're a lot more interesting than we're giving the show credit for. So I have another joke that I want to put on trial here, and I want us to imagine that the character is not saying this as like a meta joke for a TV show. The character is dead serious. Okay, can you get into that mindset?
Yep.
All right.
The baby is rolling away from Velma into traffic, and Velma's chasing after it, and she's trying to make it stop. Velma says to the baby, "If you stop rolling, I'll stop trying to sell you on the dark web."
I don't see, that's the thing. I don't understand.
Yeah, why is that
point of
funny?
view is that joke coming?
So 15-year-old Velma has her half-sister
What does she
baby.
need money for?
She's
Why is
legitimately
she
trying to sell her own sister on the dark web. I assume to a pedophile who will rape this baby. Like, why else do you sell a baby on the dark web? The fuck is she doing?
Well, for a dream.
Also,
film,
like,
I
I
guess.
think-
Well, I guess they are also pedophiles. Yeah, you're right.
Eric, did you say this in the previous podcast? Like, there isn't any character development, or was it Kino that said that?
Well,
like,
I was saying that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I thought Velma was at the point where she actually gave a fuck about her sister, and now she's like, oh, I don't care that she's rolling around. I'm just gonna sell her to the highest bidder on the dark web. It doesn't even feel like a funny.
It doesn't make sense as a joke, as just a random joke, because like, why would anyone, like, at any time, for any reason, like, if she's trying to raise money or something, maybe that makes sense for the character.
Well, she specifically hates the baby and her mother so much that she...
That much?
Yeah, that much.
Yeah, I thought they already fixed things out when she helped deliver the baby, and she was just being a petty teenager, but not an evil teenager that would sell her fucking sister to the fucking dark web.
I mean, she was obviously evil in that episode, but that episode actually is, in my opinion, not canon because it's just so stupid, okay?
Coping and seething.
Wait, what?
In my opinion, that episode is pure comedy, in the meaning that it doesn't contribute to the plot and it's just stupid, and therefore I don't think it counts. But just to mention, I wasn't laughing at the joke. I was laughing at the fact that the joke exists and someone thought it was funny. Okay, I'm easily amused. Okay, but.
Yeah, to be fair, some of the best early Rick and Morty jokes back, I guess, before season 3, when Justin Roiland moved into his basement and never showed up to the writer's room again, which I guess is a true story. Sometimes he would just improvise very dark, strange jokes that got past the censors, like when he says that like Morty's 14-year-old friend has a puffy vagina. Why does Rick know that? We don't know, but it's in the episode.
I mean, he definitely had to have inspected that vagina. I keep thinking about that, you know?
It's, just weird jokes, and sometimes they just throw in shit like this.
I mean, that ruins it. Like
No, it doesn't ruin it. It's just strange. I'm asking, like, in the court of joke court, are you voting for this to be executed, or do you want this to go free?
Well, I mean, you mean the Rick and Morty joke?
Both, really.
Well, the Rick and Morty joke is like immediately outdone by the fact that he basically leaves her to die inside like that stupid teenager's body. So I think that's probably worse than what he did with her before.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
how is that a defense? I'm very curious.
I mean, you'd have to like execute the entire concept of how he treated her. Not just that joke, I guess. I feel like we could get that joke to testify against what happens later, and then the joke could get a really good plea deal. Okay.
Okay.
So So the dark web joke is, I guess, pretty wild. Like you said, would this make sense for the character? Like in no way. I mean, just imagine Velma selling babies on the dark web, just like her selling stuff regularly on the dark web when she was not even comfortable selling drugs earlier. Like that joke is so nonsensical that I think it should not be taken seriously. So I plead insanity for that joke. So I guess I'm trying to defend most of the jokes.
I don't care if you want to not take it seriously, but not even taking it as a joke. Like, what is the joke there? That it's so fucking dark that he would do that? And that's it? Like,
this ain't
that's
your daddy's, Velma. This is the edgy new dark Velma, dude.
I guess. Maybe, like, is she gonna say she, like, murdered an entire group of, like, Romani now? Like, is she just gonna say anything?
Well, it's literally canon that the only person in this entire show who has physically harmed another person is Velma's mom. Hypnotized or not, she did like carve open 3 women's heads and pull out their brains. You know, she physically did that. So I would not be surprised if season 2 it's just Velma's the one killing people, and they pull off the mask and it was Velma the whole time.
Wow, they're recycling their jokes and plots.
That'll
you
be
see,
season 2.
That's good for the environment.
Okay, so I think Velma must be insincere when she says that, and I guess she's just trying to mess with the baby. Does that make sense? God, that joke.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Florian.
You know what? Florian just triggered something in me. I now am on board because when you're talking to a baby or to a pet, and I do the same exact thing in my daily life.
You will say the worst things ever.
Oh my God. I tell my cats how I'm going to just like murder them, sell them to the Chinese restaurant, like just the worst things.
Oh
Not even in a cute voice, just like in this normal voice. I don't do the cute voice to my cats. They don't respect it. They like hearing this voice. But man, if they knew what I was saying, they would want to move out. So maybe that is what she's doing.
So
she's just taunting
you respect
the baby.
Velma more. You respect her more for doing this.
If this is how she talks to the baby normally, as her own private joke, then yeah, that is good.
So I guess you like Velma because she's equally psychopathic to you. That's amazing.
Yeah, you know what?
Perfect.
I can now empathize with my fellow sociopath.
Well, I am the baby, and I'm rolling down the street. Okay, you can't stop me. I'm gonna die. It's your fault, okay?
Yeah, it's my fault that you're choosing to roll into traffic. It's so true.
Yeah, like your jokes have been too dark.
Oh my God, Weekend, please help us. What else should we talk about from the finale?
Okay, let's look at the notes. Let's see what.
Well, Evers took
Daphne
notes.
is wanting to fake a relationship with Fred. One of the recurring jokes that I really love in the season is the brains in the jars who are just like teen girls.
Oh, I love the brains. That's so good.
I just like that whole thing exists. I like that, like, they're at their like popular girl lunch table with 3 jars and a brain, and I just think that's great.
And the jars are picking on them. It's amazing. That's so powerful. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give the show that, Florian. Okay, yeah.
I literally will not accept anyone rating this show lower than 4 out of 10 because the brains are in the show. Okay, like anyone giving this show that has these cool brains in it and this cool subplot about brains being scooped, but then the brains were alive, but then the brains are a plot device later. Like you can't give this less than 4 out of 10. Okay, I this is my verdict.
He forbids it.
Yeah.
Well, we are in joke court, so if anybody would like to make a counter argument to lawyer Florian here.
Florian, I don't agree with that just because I feel like one good joke does not save an entire 10-episode TV show. I think that they did a good job by introducing that, but it was a bit too late for the...
Yeah, that's a super late edition. That's like episode 8.
No way! It was throughout the entire thing because the brains were being removed, but then we find the brains later. It's been set up so well. I really think I guess this is my point. Like if you've watched to at least if you've seen the whole thing, then you can't say less than 4 out of 10. Okay? I mean, if you've seen the first episode, maybe. But...
You can't tell us that.
Wow. What do you give it then? The entire show?
No, just to spite you, I'll give it a 3 out of 10.
3.9 out of 10.
I am.
Yeah, 3.9 out of 10.
I am so betrayed right now.
Forget about these arbitrary numbers out of 10 because it's pointless. Like, how would I rate The Room out of 10? I wouldn't give it a 1 out of 10 because it's entertaining as fuck. You know, like, quality it does not matter. It's all about entertainment value. My question is, and now that we've watched one full season of both of these shows on podcast, what is the better show in a feminist sense and just as a show between Velma and She-Hulk? Who has an opening case?
Velma is so much better than She-Hulk overall because Velma does not in the last episode like completely discard its own narrative and be like, oh, that stuff that we were building on and developing, that was bullshit. We know it's bullshit and we're just gonna like abandon everything. Velma has a bit more sense about it to not do shit like that.
God, I hated that so much. How they did that.
That's my favorite part of She-Hulk.
Everything was just, they set it all up and then they took the biggest dump all over everything. Oh my god.
It's what that show deserved. I would not have accepted any other ending at this point. Weekend, what about you? What side are you on?
This is difficult because it's like, which bully do you side with? Both of these shows feel mean. And to the part of Erich saying that at least it's well executed, that's a fair point for Velma, but I think I hate Velma more because I just watched it recently. Does that make sense? Because it's like fresh on my brain, and like She-Hulk is like months ago, and it's the hatred.
Memory.
Well, it's really
you forget the abuses of your former.
Yeah, I did a video on it. I feel better. I had my catharsis moment. I'm good.
Let me help you.
Okay. Oh,
it all comes down. You don't have to remember anything at all except for the She-Hulk finale. Do you think like this show is worse than the She-Hulk finale?
Which show had the better finale? Which one was more gripping? Which one had you on the edge of your seat with your jaw on the floor, unable to believe the glory before you? Which finale will you remember for the next 10 years? I implore you to reconsider She-Hulk.
Wait for shock value, yeah, She-Hulk, because you can't believe they would be so dumb, right? But I
what
feel
is
like
worse, to be forgettable or to be infamous?
The She-Hulk finale is like being stuck in a traffic jam and suddenly a fucking like train goes off track and like destroys every fucking car in the traffic jam.
That's literally the only good scene in Super 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the She-Hulk finale. The only good episode is the train wreck.
You know what, Monkey? I would totally agree with you if She-Hulk was just that last episode. But
for me, that's all it is.
The show wasted my time for the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly.
If it was like
and
the
then
first
had the.
Well, I mean, I guess the point that Monkey is making is that She-Hulk was a practical joke upon everyone.
No, it was just a glorious train wreck that I was very, very entertained by in a way that Velma, the highest heights of Velma, didn't come close to that whole episode.
Yeah, but it was an intentional train wreck. They set it all up.
I'm not putting a judgment value. You don't need to defend it. I'm saying it was entertaining and I love it. You don't have to get defensive.
Okay. Well, what do you say, Weekend? What's worse?
I don't know, man. Like, how do you want
Weekend just sounds sad.
Yeah.
Weekend just sounds like he got really depressed all of a sudden.
We are comparing like two pieces of dog shit, and he just can't handle it anymore.
What dog shit do you want to eat? How do you want to get the shot in the head, or do you want your balls get cut? Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. The show has been getting better and better, and it ended on a satisfying finale. I can't see how you guys hate it this much. This is blowing my mind.
The ends don't always justify the means.
I'm with Erich, because it feels like the mystery is stacked on. Like how he elucidated it. That was a great way to have phrased it, Erich.
Yeah, this is a good first draft. I think they should go through the script again and like reconnect all the pieces of the mystery so it doesn't feel contrived at the end.
Okay, so to me, like the fact that that we should say like the show is, I mean, like, I feel like when you complain about the mystery not making a lot of sense, then like you should, like, that shouldn't be a concern if the entire show was a train wreck, which it wasn't. So like
comedically, it is about 95% unfunny is the problem. So I would consider that to be a complete train wreck.
Yeah, you say you're looking forward to the second season.
If they follow the Scooby-Doo formula, then yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Wow.
Oh, I was surprised that the dog didn't show up.
Yeah, me too. I was super wrong about that.
I thought that he would, and I was so wrong.
You guys didn't see the after credits scene where Scooby-Doo comes out of the van?
No,
what?
I thought the credits was the sheriff gets killed by a ghost.
Yeah. They realized they could not afford to pay Stephen Root for another season, so they killed off his sheriff character.
Well, that's because King of the Hill's coming back, so he's going to be busy.
Oh my god. I cannot wait.
Voice of Bill Dauterive and Buck Strickland. So good.
Oh, that's who that was. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, I love him.
Yeah, I hate She-Hulk more. So.
And he's making that HBO Barry money, so he does not need...
Barry fucking rules.
Velma shit.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess he is and stuff. I mean, I feel like Velma has a lot of integrity, and you guys are just picking on it. I
wouldn't put integrity and Velma in the same sentence. I don't know, man. Unless Velma
has stuck to her guns. Okay, she's not made. She's not become less cynical just to please you people. Okay. She
is this your way of defending like the way that she will learn a life lesson and then ignore it the next episode? That's sticking to your guns.
But, yeah, that's not a good
learn
thing.
Or change. Like Arrested Development is not a good thing that everybody should aspire to encapsulate.
I mean, that's what Rick does. He always learns like. Well, I mean,
you're saying that
Reddit
because Rick and Morty is like this, that you like every character.
I mean, there's a lot of characters that don't change, even though like they're in like a series where continuity happens. You know.
Yeah, The Sopranos is a good version of a character not learning from the terrible cost of their lifestyle and their actions.
What the fuck? Spoiler alert, E-Rich, I'm only on season 3.
Oh no, you can't tell that the mob is bad? Oh fuck, sorry.
I thought he was gonna like join a charity by the end. What the fuck? He does the mob shit the whole time?
Yeah, sorry.
So boring. Do something else. Start scooping ice cream or something.
Oh, just wait until you see that finale. Oh, jeez.
I know about the finale.
Oh, jeez, that finale.
Nothing will ever be worse than Game of Thrones.
Do you not like the Sopranos ending?
Well, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, like it's obviously very unsatisfying that that's what. I mean. I guess he died, right? I don't know. Like
that is a reading on the finale.
Wow.
Yes.
So we all shit on She-Hulk for spoiling like a season 7 episode of Sopranos, and now we're just talking about the ending of the entire show.
I'm talking about
turned us into She-Hulk.
Talking about how the actor died and they couldn't film another season.
That's what he thinks happened?
Wait, Florian, you think they ended the show because James Gandolfini died?
Wow.
That's right. Yeah.
That's not true.
Season.
Are you kidding?
Spoiler shit, damn.
Well, that's true in my mind, okay? There's more story to tell and they didn't tell it.
You know what? You know what, Florian? That is definitely one reading of the ending, which is that they were trapped in a corner and they had to figure out a way to end it because James Gandolfini had died.
Hey, speaking of getting trapped in a corner, this podcast is brought to you by Pop Corners, the hit snack from the Albuquerque universe.
Oh, wow. I thought they were going to stop at our Breaking Bad podcast. Wow, I can't believe they're sponsoring every podcast of ours now. It's amazing.
Okay, guys, what is the bet? We're going to do a bet right now. Tomorrow is the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Will Super Bowl audiences at any point during the commercials or the show or any point, if they're watching their TV, will this Velma cartoon be seen by Super Bowl audiences at any point in the night?
Why would that happen?
Like a commercial for HBO Max pops up and they see Velma.
Oh, okay. No, Velma will not be part of.
No company is going to spend millions of dollars to put this cartoon in front of everybody's eyes for any point, for any reason, even for 1 second.
No.
Yeah, they might do a second. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with Florian. There's a bundle for watching HBO Max. There's a possibility.
Monkey has an inside scoop, and he's trying to take our money.
No, I could see an HBO Max commercial appearing and Velma being in the highlight reel.
Yeah, or but I think the money's on The Last of Us and not in Velma. If they're gonna shill HBO Max,
nobody's gonna watch The Last of Us when there's Velma to watch. Okay?
No. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it, okay? It just didn't grab me
Florian, you are such a top tier troll.
I haven't watched The Last of Us also. I
literally have access to it, and I've decided not to watch it and said, watch Velma, you know?
Yeah, Florian heard about episode 3 and he said, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not for me.
What happened?
These gays are trying to take control of my TV.
I mean, I'll probably binge it at
They are taking over our TV. They are taking over our schools.
That's right. If only someone would do something.
Why is it all here again? What the
Protect the fatherland.
This critical race theory that they're trying to push on me.
I was going to complain that I was going to say E-Rich just got it demonetized, but I did talk about dark web baby touching, so I guess we're just fucked for this one.
Yeah, the start is always more important for the demonetization.
Okay, I was going to say don't go different with that one, but your mind's not as bad as mine.
Wow, he's still thinking about those babies.
Do we have any final thoughts on Velma as a whole? Should I make a video to celebrate Women's History March called In Defense of Velma? Or the Try to Defend Velma challenge?
Oh, I've got another joke. Oh, I love how they sell the van and they say it's been driven by Velma's mom. America's only female serial killer, and you can buy a piece of her story. It's so amazing that they would. I love that joke so much. Okay, you can't take this away from me.
I wish we had more female serial killers so that I could stand one of them. Because I'm so jealous of a Supreme Elliot lady.
Jodi Arias.
They get so many great choices of husbandos, and we don't have any good waifus in that genre.
Yeah, her story must be told.
Do who?
Jodi Arias, did JCS? I think he did an interview feature on her, like she was being interrogated. I think.
Is that the one who texted her boyfriend to commit suicide?
I don't know.
Because that girl's a cutie, but I think she's free now too. But she's probably not interested.
No. Jodi Arias is in prison. Well, let me check now.
Oh, well.
Murder of character. Oh yeah, she was stalking this guy and she killed him while he was in the shower, I think.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Wow. I am not
killer, just one murder.
Maybe he was eating breakfast at the time, Florian. The shittiest, oldest joke anybody's ever made about serial fucking killers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't even get it. I just laughed.
Of course you didn't. Oh, thanks, Florian.
You didn't get it?
No.
He just does a pity laugh at anything I say.
Oh, what a sweetheart.
It's all in the delivery, okay?
It's true. That is literally true.
Yeah.
Unlike this show.
E-Rich, what are you trying to say?
Yes, I am not looking forward to another season of this just because they're repeating the fucking serial killer thing again.
E-Rich, I was just pretending
to
be.
do something new.
It's a fake scream.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got very offended. My opinion was so.
Looking forward to it. Is that what you're saying?
No, why would I really give a fuck if E-Rich doesn't want to watch Velma season 2? Are you kidding me? Who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm. Well, because you go into it. That's why.
Yeah, I guess so. That's a true passion.
Nope.
I am sad that we're not going to be back to podcast about new Velma every week. Are we going to come back next week to do Scooby-Doo Zombie Island? Is that?
Yes, please.
Oh hell yeah!
Please give me good Scooby-Doo content to watch, for fuck's sake.
So we're gonna come back next Saturday for that, or should we move that to another day?
Saturday's
Scooby-Doo,
fine.
Zombie Island. I should watch this. Can I find it online?
Yeah, you'll find
Let's do
it.
it.
It's a
Let's
popular
do
movie.
everything.
Alright.
Yeah, if you type
everything on the same day, that's most convenient.
Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island streaming free, xvideos.com.
Yeah.
I think you'll find it.
Make sure it's not like a new remake or something. This movie's from like what, the 90s, I think.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
that's a deep cut.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
wow.
old school.
So I just
Wait,
want to
is
say
there a
before we wrap things
Yeah.
up, as a mystery it fails, as a comedy it fails, and for characters it fails. So it's a stupid fucking show that shouldn't have been made, or at the very least, the most I could like give it is like I agree with Mumkey. It's like a first draft that should have been polished. So
3.9 repeating out of 10.
Yes,
Yeah,
literally yes.
yeah. Oh, Irish, the bigger question is, will you join us for season 2 of Velma if it does come out?
Well, of
It
course
depends.
I
It
would.
depends on what it looks like when.
Oh, yeah,
when
like
they start
E-Rich is
selling it.
gonna... No, you'll be here no matter what, E-Rich. What
Yeah,
are you
you
trying to
will.
kid? You're not gonna podcast
depends.
about me
If
and
they show
Florian
me-
about a cartoon?
Also, what fucking happened to Gia in this show? Where did Gia go?
Who cares?
G.
But they gave her one final shower scene, and we like the story. It's
That was
fucking
it.
the opening
Yeah.
and ending episodes of the season have teen shower
the-
scene. It's like the Octavarium, trapped inside this Octavarium. The story ends where it begins. E-Rich, it was poetic. It was beautiful. Should have been 8 episodes instead of 10.
Wow, the 6th grade thesis is bringing me around.
Trapped inside this Octavarium.
Oh, another great joke is that it's insinuated that Velma had stored her phone and that stupid watch up her pussy.
No, see, that's a reference thing again.
Oh, fuck off! That's not a reference.
No,
A
what's that a reference to?
Yeah, a reference to putting stuff up your butt. Come on, dude.
It's not meta reference, bro.
To what?
That's it's funny. Like when she took out the cell phone because she looked at Norville's voicemails and then she runs away. Oh, I have to solve the mystery. And then the other girl goes, "Oh, how'd she get her phone? We're all naked." Ooh, hoo, hoo. Florian laughs.
How's that a reference, though?
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
a reference.
No, it's like a meta thing. Okay, it's a meta
Yeah.
thing.
I thought it was a reference to Machete, where a prostitute pulls
Okay.
a gun out of her snatch.
Oh,
Like, I guess I was trying
that
to-
might be true.
What I mean by reference is that it's referencing the genre, I guess, or the show.
Well, it's meta. Is
Or
what
it's
you meant.
meta.
Well,
It's pointing
I mean,
out that the show doesn't make any sense, really.
Which is
Like, in order for the plot to continue, she needs to look at her phone, but they're all standing there naked. So the joke is that it doesn't make sense, I guess.
I mean, she could.
Oh, that's really funny.
It's just, I mean, they made the joke like that on purpose.
Yeah, but like when I
And-
hit myself in the face with a hammer on purpose, it doesn't like give it meaning or value.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't know,
that's
it's
probably
kind of-
the
it's
funniest
funny.
thing you could do.
Yeah. Florian, you clearly
when
did not
I
watch my
eventually
Medea
die-
video, because that's the funniest thing I could do.
What?
You gotta go watch my Medea video.
I actually watched it. There's supposed to be a reference of me. How did I miss it? What's
Smokey
happening?
McPlant.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a Smokey McPlant joke in there for you.
hell yeah! I finally made it on the big screen.
That's right.
So
E-Rich, we need to
another
wrap
thing-
this up. So what were you saying? No more with what Florian was saying.
No, I must-
When I eventually am found dead one day, I hope that somebody recognizes that as a meta reference to something else.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Look, I just want to say that you guys were very wrong about the last episode where you guys said that Velma's mom came out of nowhere and didn't make any sense. She didn't. She was the serial killer and she was in the serial killer's lair, so check.
Doesn't make it a good show.
Yeah,
Doesn't make
it
it a
makes
good
it. It makes you wrong about her showing up out of nowhere because she was in her lair. So
Yeah, to be
Doesn't
fair though,
make it a good
Florian, the entire twist relied on the two dumbest gimmicks and the laziest hack writing gimmicks in history, those being amnesia and hypnosis. Like just like any writer who introduces either of those seriously as a concept for a multi-episode storyline should be fired. out of a cannon into the sun. Get fucked.
I don't accept this. This is fucking Scooby-Doo. If we're saying that hypnosis and amnesia are not acceptable in this campy piece of shit, then no.
I never got that impression from Scooby-Doo that the laziest soap opera tier garbage is acceptable. It's about small business owners defending their property from hijinksical teenagers and their talking dog.
Okay, I was too rude, but this is definitely something as silly as you'd think. Well, I mean, I haven't seen Scooby-Doo, but if there's anything remotely as silly as this, then I will not accept what you just said.
Well,
okay?
1 week from today, when we watch Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, you will eat your words, because that's one of the most serious, hardcore horror films for children I've ever seen. So,
do they run into doors and come out of other doors?
I don't think they do.
Now
in that
I
one.
remember,
this is a very serious take on Scooby-Doo.
Oh wow.
Well, too bad, because they do that stuff with the doors, so I think hypnosis
Running
fits
through
in
doors in a hallway comedically is not the hack writing of Amnesia and fucking Hypnosis. It's just cheap writing, and it's lazy storytelling, and it sucks.
Well, I think if you have silly things happening, then it's less hack, okay? If it's not like this is some serious shit, okay? This is a show where characters run through walls and then destroy the walls.
But if the writers are creative and funny people, they could just come up with anything else that I haven't seen a million times before. You can do anything. The world is your sandbox, and they're just reusing old shit I've already seen.
Is hypnosis really that used? What?
Yeah, this kind of shit is just used in everything ever made.
Wow. It's one of the most red herring reasons.
Well, okay. Well, I like the hypnosis. I guess I'm wrong.
Speaking of red herring, A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. Now that's a show. Oh man, I love that guy.
Nice one.
Wow.
What a great show. We should be watching that instead of Velma. That's the original
Florian
story.
Florian, let's watch old Scooby-Doo at some point, and then Florian can be a big Scrappy-Doo stan. Or a Scooby-Dum stan.
How dare you? I've always been a Scrappy-Doo stan. You rich? I'll have you know. Honestly, as a kid, I didn't have the internet as a small boy. I was never under the impression that he was annoying. And when I found out everybody else thought that, I felt very alone in the world. I was like, wait, everybody else didn't love this character? What the hell?
Well, I'm a big Snagglepuss fan. Okay, so that's my favorite Scooby-Doo character.
Florian, when you say something that I disagree with, I instantly picture Scooby-Dum, which I'll show you.
Wow.
How dare you?
Wow. Right there. That's a deep cut. I don't even know Scooby-Dum. What the fuck?
Wow.
How could you disagree with Snagglepuss?
Yes, his name is really Scooby-Dum.
Oh my god.
This show has some deep lore.
Arthur. He looks like an Arthur.
So I guess all these dogs have human brains in their head. Right.
I mean,
we'll find
that would be wild if there's an entire family that all of their brains are transplanted into dogs, and that's why they can talk.
I think Scooby-Doo. I think every interpretation of Scooby-Doo must be its own universe, kind of like every Superman comic run. That kind of multiverse thing. Because there's no way there's continuity between all of these different interpretations. Scooby-Dum surely does not exist in the world of Velma, right?
Here is, I found it on Fur Affinity. I found it on Fur Affinity. This is trans Scooby-Dum.
What?
Which is maybe one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
What the fuck?
Why didn't you look this up?
Wow. This might be the most niche image in the existence of the world. Morbidly obese transgender Scooby-Dum.
When you have safe search off and you Google Scooby-Dum and then hit images and then you scroll down about, I don't know, a quarter of the way down the page, you'll find it.
Yeah, what's up, Weekend?
This should be the cover.
We should.
I think we'll get a channel strike if he puts trans Scooby-Dum on it.
Okay, I'm gonna type in Scooby-Dum. Is it just spelled D-U-M-B or some other way?
D-U-M.
Scooby-Dum.
Wow.
Rule 34. Transgender inflation. It looks like there aren't many great matches for your search, so I guess it's a little too niche.
Yeah, Images, if you were looking for general results, you were clearly looking on Fur Affinity on purpose, right?
No, I was not. I just came across it.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
Red-handed.
I swear. Audience members, please just prove me right. Put Scooby-Dum in your search.
I searched Scooby-Dum Rule 34. Not a single image of Rule 34.
No, you don't even have to put 34 in. Just do Scooby-Dum and then scroll down. That's all I'm asking.
Okay. Okay.
I will be proven right.
It's about 3 pages into the search, but yes, you're correct.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
But there's another one. Erich, actually, the 3rd row down, there's another one with even less clothing. So Erich did skip over that one and go to the more modest one. Whoa, he's found even more.
Why are they so small?
Small and large at the same time.
Who could find?
Oh my god.
So small.
Who won the poll that we did a couple weeks ago about whether people are watching Velma?
Oh, God.
What do you think who won? Jesus.
Don't I win every poll?
I said as long as 10 people started watching because of us, I will have made my...
Oh, well, we definitely should be up to 10 from the percentage.
Yeah, I figured.
Which podcast did we post that on? Was that our top 10 movies episode?
Could be.
Oh, yeah,
No.
I guess it might not have been.
Of Inisherin.
Or was it in a Velma episode? I don't fucking remember.
It might have been on the... Yeah, the comment section episode? No, I can't find it.
Wow.
I'll try looking as we wrap up here, I guess.
Alright, well, I really like Velma, and I love the fact that you people are gonna be forced to accept that there'll be a season 2, okay?
No, I love it. It's great content.
Yeah, all the haters, you guys have shows that you like, but this is what's getting made, okay?
Yeah, it might be the single greatest achievement in artistic history.
3.999999.
Well, as a German man, Florian's used to hearing 999 over and over again.
All right, I found the straw poll.
From Hitler.
267 votes, only listen to the podcast. 19 votes, watch Velma and listen to the podcast. And 14 votes, watch Velma after hearing about the podcast.
So only 19 people watched the show along with us, and everybody else just like tuned in to hear what we had to say about it.
Yeah.
And how many people? 14 people started watching the show because of us.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's
how do you?
I mean, that's not percentual though. Like it'd be more. But yeah.
Okay.
How do you apologize to those 14 people?
I don't know. I mean, like, you know, at the beginning of each episode of Jackass, it says, like, if you perform these stunts at home, you're a big retard. I thought that was implied with this show.
How can you guys be so mean? These people are clearly the smartest because they have such great taste, and I have convinced them to enjoy Velma, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these people are all better than you, okay? I would choose them over you people. If there's a trolley problem, then you guys will all be flattened, and these people will be saved.
I'm very sad that Dante did not live this long, so he could not make a circle of hell for people who told other people about Velma.
Wow.
Well, we'll see you next week with Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, folks. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Woo! Woohoo.
Bye, guys.
Subscribe.
Donate or get the fuck out.
Subscribe to the Ball Frog.
Yeah.
Yep.